Okay, so it's clear that a lot of people don't understand what brain fog is and how to actually clear it. So I hope in this video I can describe it and explain it in a way that actually makes sense to you and you're able to clear brain fog and actually be able to focus on your goals. So brain fog comes from not having any sense of direction whatsoever. And what I mean by this is that if you have a ship that is sailing to a imaginary island, how do you expect it to get to that island? It just physically cannot because the island does not exist. It doesn't matter how good the crew is. It doesn't matter how good the engine on the ship is. It's not going to fucking get there because there is no sense of direction. And that's the same exact thing that applies to you. Have you actually thought out what it looks like for you to achieve your goals? Have you thought out to the T in a visceral and concrete way what it looks like for you to achieve whatever you're trying to get to in the future, 6 months down the line, 12 months down the line, 5 years down the line? What does it look like? It's not a matter of, oh, I want to be successful. I want to provide for others. It'd be pretty cool if I was financially independent. Bro, what the fuck does that mean? Does financially independent mean $5 a month for you, or does it mean $5 million a month for you? Like, it's so nuanced, it's so varied depending on each and every situation. And some of you haven't like literally took the time to think out what you want out of life. And I'm 21 years old. I don't know to the T what I want out of life. Like, that's not a expectation, but at least have some sort of purpose that you're working towards. My purpose that I've kind of had like unintentionally for the longest time is just being able to leave a positive impact. And I guess that's kind of a little bit weird off the tonality of my voice throughout this video, but like I promise you this, like I'm talking this way because I actually care to help people out. And I'm honestly fed up because I've had so many fucking conversations over so many people where they just don't understand what it means to clear brain fog, and they don't understand why it matters for you to have a clear sense of direction, because that is the reason you have brain fog. So my purpose is that I want to be able to help others. I want to be able to impact others in a positive way and leave somewhat of a butterfly effect, meaning that, something that I may do, as in a little action, like holding the door simply for someone on our like in their morning where they're having a bad morning, like it leads to them having a better day. It leads to them having a good conversation with a loved one later in the evening, and that conversation leads to a marriage eventually. Like, you see the picture how it kind of everything reflects and relates on each other, and how you do one thing is how you do everything. So that's my purpose, and I am actively doing my purpose. I'm actively focused on my purpose throughout this video right here. Like, I'm literally making this video because I care to help others in a positive way. I care for you to take the information from this video and apply it so you can actually do what you care to do what you care to do in your life, and actually pursue a better future, actually pursue quote unquote success. But you have to first describe what it means to actually be successful, you know, in a very visceral way. And I'll explain why this matters in a second. But how does it look like for this future state of yourself where you have everything that you want? What do you wear on a daily basis? How do you present yourself to others? How do you smell like? What do you look like? Do you have a certain cologne that you wear? Like, how does your house look like? Where do you live? What car do you drive? Like, everything to the T. And I'm telling you, the more specific you can make it, the better it is, because the human brain fails to grasp abstract thoughts, meaning that if your ideal of success is to have a cool business that you can work for yourself whenever you want to, that is not a visceral goal. That is an abstract thought in your brain. Like, the reason why this is important is because you need specific things that you need to match on a daily basis. Like, if I were to leave all my dishes in the sink today, that doesn't align with who I want to be. That doesn't align with my future state, because my future self wouldn't do that. Why? Because he is organized, because he keeps everything in check, because he treats his personal life like how he treats his business. It's very specific things that I match my actions on a daily basis on a lens of congruency, and seeing if I'm actually progressing towards that higher self or I'm not. So it's the little things like that that you have to create such a visceral image. Even if you don't know fully what you want out of life, like, things change, bro. Things fucking change. Like, there's things that I wanted when I was 16 years old that I don't want anymore. Like, I used to want, maybe like a monster truck when I was 4 years old. I don't want a fucking monster truck now. Like, things change, and that's okay. But the plan can always change to get the thing. But the thing that you want, a vague and like kind of the vague idea of what you want, can change over time as you develop this vision you have for yourself. But the goal is that you have to make it such a concrete and visceral decision, not decision, but image you have for yourself so you can actually match your actions on a daily basis towards that higher self and move with congruency, move with drive, intention, purpose, and action towards getting to that state. You don't have to be motivated, bro. I cannot recall the last time that I was in a state of motivation for over a couple minutes. And if you think that you have to be motivated to actually be focused, you have it all fucked up, bro. If you cannot get yourself to actually act on this vision you have for yourself, no matter how concrete it is, then you just don't care about it. You don't care what it means. And I'll give you an example of this. Like, I was going to the gym this morning. I hit chest and triceps every single Monday for the past couple of months. No one had a gun to my head forcing me to hit PRs today, but I was literally treating it like the NBA finals because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if I'm not showing up with full purpose, full intention, full drive to my workouts, what does that tell you about the person that I am when it doesn't come to working out? What does it tell you about the way that I treat my business, the way that I treat making money for my family? Like, what does that tell you about me? Because it relates to everything that I do. That's why I have to act so militant within every action that I take, because it relates to everything that I actually care about. And you need to understand that you actually have to give a fuck about the things that you do on a daily basis, no matter how micro, because I promise you it reflects on the macro picture. And honestly, this video was just strictly just emotional. Like, I was just pissed off. So I just wanted to like rift off and just know like no script for this video, just talk off my head and just talk about the things that I'm feeling in the moment. And hopefully this message hits like some of you guys who are struggling with brain fog and understand now that you need this vision, you need this concrete image of yourself that you need to compare your actions to, and actually give a fuck towards that goal, and actually understand that what would happen if you don't reach that state, because humans will run from pain far more than they will ever run from pleasure. So you need to understand what it looks like if you don't actually hit that goal, and understand that, okay, that's not a reality that I want to live in. I need this reality because I fear what will happen if I don't act congruently with that desired self. So I hope this helped out. I hope you took some bits and pieces and actually apply it to your life, because you can literally just mentally masturbate to this video as much as you want, but it's not actually going to make a change in your life. And so you let it make a change by taking action. So yeah, I'm gonna stop fucking rifting. I'm tired. I'm hungry as shit. It's 12 p.m. right now, and I haven't ate all day, but I'm gonna get a meal in. I answer all of my DMs personally on IG. Hit me up if you got any specific questions. I have a book call link in the description of this video. So if you want to talk with me one-on-one about how we can implement specific solutions and routines and systems in your personal life, so we can make it flawlessly and take all the guesswork out of where you want to get to in life. Once you have that concrete vision, and get on the call with me, there's a book call link and you can book that and we can talk soon. But other than that, I appreciate you watching this video and I will see you in the next one. Peace.